Welcome to Ag Infotech LLC's online video series. My name is Tim Norris and I'm founder and CEO of Ag Infotech. We want to take this opportunity today to provide you a more in-depth look at the grain management products and solutions that we offer. As with any product or solution, it's only as good as the team that stands behind it. This is a picture of our current Ag Infotech team that is 10 members strong. What we want to talk to you about today is grain management portion of our precision ag cycle. Well, to ensure that we deliver a quality product to our consumers, we must make sure that we dry the grain to the proper moisture and then store it in a safe manner. To ensure that we dry it to a proper moisture, we can use the Dickie John moisture testers to test the grain before it goes into the dryer and as it's coming out of the dryer. But to monitor the grain and make sure that we store it in a safe manner, we want to utilize the Integris grain storage monitoring system. So this is an example of the Integris grain monitoring system. With the Integris monitoring system, we put cables inside the grain bin. So these cables are put in when the grain bin is empty or when it is full. But anyway, once the bin is full, as that grain empties, these cables will go down through the bin. But they're attached to the roof of the grain bin and attached down at the bottom of the floor as well. Each one of these cables is going to record temperature, and then some of the cables will give you moisture as well. So it all depends on how you have it configured. For a 30-foot grain bin, we might have 3 different cables inside the bin. For a 36 or a 40-foot grain bin, we might have 5, and then we might go up to 8 for a larger grain bin. But basically it all depends on the bin size, how many cables we're going to have inside of that system. Those cables are then hooked to a wireless device that can transfer down to a computer that is on the farm. That computer needs to be hooked to the internet, and with that process we can now monitor everything that's going on in that grain bin on the computer screen. Plus, we can put it to the internet and we can monitor it from anywhere in the world. So we could be, a farmer could be on a beach in Florida and dial in and take a look and see what's going on with his grain system. So with that, this computer can also be set to hook into a local weather station that is right there at the grain bin site. And if the weather station sees that the humidity is too high to actually dry the grain, it will automatically control or shut off this fan. The same token can happen is if you start to see grain going out of condition, we can actually turn on the fan automatically as well. You can also have alarms set so that if there is grain going out of condition, it can send you a text message or an email to let you know. This is an example of one of the layouts of one of the systems that we installed. This is a Google Earth image showing the grain system here. We did 48 bins on this particular facility. So this shows all 48 bins that we are monitoring. This shows every bin here. You just click on which bin that you want to see, and then it highlights it and displays the information about that grain bin. Well, on this view here, this is what they call the site management view. There's several different things. These little dots here that are green, the little circles, mean everything's good in that grain bin. That little arrow beside it that is blue shows that it is cooling down. Over here we have an alert, so you have a yellow triangle, and you have a red up arrow, meaning the temperature is getting hotter. Over here we have a red triangle, and that red triangle means we actually have a problem and the bin is getting hotter. So very graphically user friendly, so you can go in and you can instantly see the bins that you're having any problems with. This, if you click on the actual bin and look at the level, it'll tell you how many bushels are in that bin, and it's plus or minus about 3%. If you have a single cable in the bin, like these are very narrow bins, they're 12 foot in diameter, that bin is going to show you where the grain level is at, but it's not going to let you know whether the level of the bin is level, whether it's peaked, or whether it's drawn down. So you have to tell it how that is laying, whether you're drawing out of it, whether you filled it up and leveled it off, or whether you filled it up and it is peaked. So if you tell it that it's drawn down, then it'll calculate the bushels correctly, or if it's peaked up, it'll calculate those bushels correctly as well. This view shows over a certain period of time your lows on your temperatures, your highs on your temperatures, and the current temperature that is getting read off the cables now. So you can tell the bottom of the bin is definitely cooler, and as you go closer towards the top we're getting warmer, which is to be expected in a typical grain bin. This is the alarms page. This shows all the alarms in the whole system. So we have 3 warnings and we have 5 caution alarms. It'll tell you exactly what's wrong with each one of these alarms, and this one we actually had a bad sensor, so it's throwing a config alert showing us that we do have a bad sensor up there and we need to get that fixed. So grain bin monitoring, these systems can save growers about 30% or more on their electric costs to dry and store their grain if they're using the Integris Pro model, where we can actually control the fans. It can also save the grower thousands of dollars if they catch a bin going out of condition. Well, for more information about this or any other products or services that Ag Infotech offers, please visit our website at www.aginfotech.net or give us a call at 740-507-2503.